Psychology says people who genuinely prefer staying at home over going out are often misunderstood, labelled as antisocial, depressed, or even lazy. But if walking through your front door and locking the world out feels less like hiding and more like finally taking a deep breath, there is a powerful psychological reason for it. You aren't avoiding life. You are practicing what environmental psychology calls restorative niche construction. While society tells you that you should be out buzzing with the crowd, your brain likely possesses a superior regulatory system that knows exactly what it needs to function at its peak. You don't hate people. You just respect your own energy too much to waste it. If your home is your sanctuary, you likely possess these 5 rare personality traits. 1. You have a low tolerance for performative socializing. If you love staying home, you have likely noticed a painful pattern when you do go out. Most people aren't actually listening to each other. They are just waiting for their turn to speak. You find large social gatherings draining not because you are shy, but because they are often filled with surface-level noise. You would rather sit in silence than participate in a conversation where people are wearing masks, trying to impress each other, or faking interest. Your home is the one place where you don't have to perform. You don't have to dress up, you don't have to smile when you aren't happy, and you don't have to explain yourself. You value authenticity so highly that you'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who are just pretending. 2. You possess high sensory intelligence. For many people, a loud restaurant or a crowded street is just a Friday night. But for you, it feels like an assault on your nervous system. Psychology suggests that homebodies often score higher on sensory processing sensitivity. You notice the noise, the chaotic energy, and the demands of the environment more intensely than others. When you stay home, you aren't just sitting there. You are controlling your environment. You are curating the lighting, the temperature, and the sound levels. This isn't about fear, it's about optimization. You have learned that your brain works like a high-performance computer. It runs best when it isn't overheating from the data of 1,000 strangers. Now, protecting your energy explains why you avoid crowds, but it doesn't explain what you actually do with that solitude. That brings us to a trait that most people overlook entirely. 3. You view your home as a laboratory of the self. Society thinks you are doing nothing at home, but you are likely busier than anyone knows. You are a crafter, a gardener, a writer, or a builder. Research into flow states shows that deep creativity requires the absence of interruption. You love being home because that is where your tools are. That is where you cultivate your garden, work on your art, or dive into complex topics without someone asking you, "What do you do for work?" every 5 minutes. You aren't isolating, you are incubating ideas. 4. You have a high peace threshold. You have likely reached a point in your life, perhaps after a hectic youth or a toxic job, where you realize that drama is the most expensive thing in the world, and you refuse to pay the price anymore. You have realized that as we grow older, we simplify, you curate. You have probably had friends who only wanted to dump their trauma on you, or social circles that thrived on gossip. Staying home is your way of setting a physical boundary against chaos. You have discovered that a quiet night with a pet, a book, or a partner who gets it provides more dopamine than a night out ever could. You aren't lonely, you are peaceful. And to the chaotic mind, peace looks like boredom. But to you, it looks like freedom. Here is the truth. Loving your home isn't a weakness. It is a sign of self-sufficiency. According to the Savannah theory of happiness, highly intelligent people actually experience lower life satisfaction when they socialize frequently. Why? Because they are focused on long-term objectives and inner growth. Your ability to be happy within your own 4 walls means you have built a life you don't need to escape from. You haven't withdrawn from the world. You've just built a better one inside. If your home is your favorite place on earth, drop a house emoji in the comments below. And if you want to understand more about why your brain prefers depth over noise, hit that subscribe button and also check out our newsletter. I share some values there too.